Wherever you are, and I don't know, it could be somewhere in Australia, it could be somewhere in Zimbabwe, it could be absolutely anywhere, because these Facebook postings go absolutely everywhere. The court of public opinion from the garage here in Glen Osmond, South Australia. Welcome. How sweet it is that you are with us. Really like that. Pete's here, and so's Gary. We were talking about, in the Tuesday posting, we were talking about bumper stickers. Bumper stickers. You don't see many bumper stickers these days, if at all. I like the clever ones. I don't know if they enlighten or change people's view or opinion, but I think they're a very useful way and very few succinct words to get a message across. I think I mentioned, if you keep voting left, you will have nothing left, which would make it's not a bumper sticker, but it could make a good one. How about, don't blame me, I voted One Nation.
Notice to all virgins, thanks for nothing.
Vestal virgins, thanks for nothing?
That's it.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. How about 10 out of 9 accountants can't count? How about don't sweat the petty things and don't pet the sweaty things?
Many do.
Change is inevitable, except from a vending machine. Never play leapfrog with a unicorn. My other car, there's one that runs around which says my other car is a Porsche.
That's right.
There's one that says my other car is a piece of junk as well. We might do a segment on clever bumper stickers.
Oh, bring back the bumper sticker.
Come Friday.
We've talked about that before.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. Radio stations used to use them a lot.
Yeah.
They'll come back. Everything comes back. Clever bumper stickers 0491 65 68 60 on Friday morning. Our sponsors, Rossdale Homes, a fine South Australian family-owned company, famous for its absolute fixed price guarantee. No nasty surprises. And whether you're a first home builder or a seasoned property developer, you love them. Their slogan is, and has been for years, Rossdale Homes, when trust is a must. And remember, you are the only one who can change the price. For peace of mind and great quality, rossdalehomes.com.au. There's a lot of talk about this surge in electric cars. Perhaps surge is not really the right word, but I can't call it an explosion. No, that's even worse.
Surge is better.
Okay, we'll go with surge of electric cars. This fuel crisis, of course, is much talked about as well. It's handy to keep things in perspective, though. If you delve into it a bit, 96% of cars on the road in Australia are internal combustion engines, which means what? 4% are electric. And we'll see if it stands the test of time. Speaking of time, we live in interesting times. We live in interesting times. The biggest oil shock in history, the Magnificent Seven, all those seven high-tech companies have enjoyed a great surge in popularity and value. 40% up on every other share in the ASX. It's not a bubble, it's growth. We're talking quadrillions. I don't even know how to get my mind around that. Quadrillions. The limit is going to be power. Ha-ha! I think probably if you're in pursuit of green energy, that's the Achilles heel. Energy, cheap power, because that's what it takes. These AI guys are going to require enormous amounts of energy and water to make these resources actually work, pay off. With the cost of electricity in the driest country in the world, and this government, I don't know what it's going to take, probably a change of government or a change of attitude to take advantage of this initiative, this innovative surge. Depends on how clever those guys are in Canberra. Let's not go there. It's depressing. This guy, Chris Bowen, he sees up close and personal what this shortage of fuel and fertiliser means to Australian life. Commercial life, social life, suburban life, city life. He can see it all, it's right there. And he's not budging from his crazy green agenda. He sees how important fossil fuels are to the mechanism of society and survival as we know it today. Not as he imagines it in his head. Is he stubborn or stupid? I will leave it to you to make up your mind. I was thinking more after talking to you on Tuesday about apartheid, whether it's in favour of black people or white people. It's totally wrong. It's against every international law and moral instinct that you can think of, yet we practice it here, still. United Nations, they don't say a word about it. There is one law for black people, there's one law for white people. I don't understand it. I do, but will other people stand up, have the courage, the moral courage, to say, stop this? You can't have different flags, different standards, different laws, different tolerances, almost different morality. It's bizarre. And where's the media? Why aren't journalists turning this whole crazy system upside down and stopping it? Or at least calling it out, at least talking about it? I'm sure the people of Australia really want a homogeneous, fair, equal, inclusive society. We do not treat people differently. We should not treat people differently. Yeah, look, if you look at the ABC and the way they treat stories relating to Aboriginal people and the way they treat stories that relate to white people, completely different. It's bizarre, and nobody seems to think anything about it. I saw this the other night. End bullying on Bluey Day. I'm not exactly sure which day is Bluey Day, but Bluey Day. Bluey Day is the day that you give money to stop bullying. They use, I think, Bluey, the cartoon character, the lovable cartoon, very successful cartoon character. I'll guarantee you the rights to get that image would not be cheap. But we are talking about making money here, so I suppose it's an investment rather than a purchase. Would somebody please explain to me how giving money to a charity will stop bullying? How does money, it doesn't matter how well applied, how does that stop bullying? Does anyone ask? So little attention is given to charities and what they do with the money they collect. Charities in Australia, charities and not-for-profits, collect $222, you can look it up, you can Google it, I did, $222 billion a year. How many of them are genuine? I don't know. And none of us will know until they pass a law that says that the public is entitled to know exactly how much of every dollar given gets to the cause. In other words, what are the overheads? What is administration? Big business, ladies and gentlemen. Why is there not a law like that in existence right now? It is totally beyond me. I have asked the minister in charge of charities, and he very politely, well, I don't suppose politely, he just said, "That's an empty church. Leave it alone." "I'm sorry, sir, it's not an empty church. It's a very important church." With the midterms coming up in America, great attention is paid to opinion polls. The latest shows that the war in Iran is more unpopular than the war with Iraq. That was the one with the weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist. And even the Vietnam War. Two of the most unpopular wars in American history, and it has only taken a matter of weeks for that unpopularity to get way up there and pass those two. Can you imagine? The war in Iran is more annoying to the American people than Iraq and Vietnam? I would say, President Trump, sir, Mr. President, you have a major problem. One that you'd better settle pretty quickly there. Well, it's finally out. The Saudi Arabian, we talked about it, oh God, it must be 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. The Saudi Arabian Sovereign Wealth Fund will no longer support the billion-dollar losing LIV Golf tournament. And we have a premier, God bless him, who is trying to play, what was the line? "It's only a flesh wound." He's standing there, his arms gone, legs gone.
Just a nick.
Just a nick. Well, I'm sorry, sir. You will bleed to death before people are going to believe that. And you're still going to destroy that beautiful golf course because those people told you to keep the tournament in South Australia. You had to. Well, please, sir, stop it, and stop it now. Save those trees. Please. No, you weren't imagining it. It is official. India has overtaken England as the country of origin for most immigrants coming to this country and in this country. And that's interesting because the Indians are among the smartest and most hard-working people on the planet. So lucky us. A couple of other things I thought worth talking about. Maybe tomorrow you'd like to talk about this one. One in five childcare centres in South Australia does not meet community standards. That's 20%. I don't know what those standards are, mind you. I don't know. Does brainwashing and indoctrination have a standard? I think it's a very risky thing to put a child in childcare for many reasons. I frankly wouldn't do it. I going to have children? Have children. Love them. Be the influence. It's a great book. It's a saying I'm very fond of, but it's a book you can lay your hands on. It's called "As the Twig is Bent, So Shall Grow the Tree." The business of being a parent is a sacred responsibility that you do not hand over to total strangers with God knows what agenda. Happy birthday if you're having a birthday. May the 7th. May the 7th be with you. No, that doesn't work, does it?
No.
Nah. May the 7th. Swedish chemist Alfred Nobel patents dynamite in England. The first of 3 patents he receives for the explosive material. 1867 was the year. And he was the man who went on and was so, I don't know, probably depressed at the success of his invention that he invented such things as the Nobel Peace Prize, to which the product did not contribute a lot. Tokyo, telecommunications engineering. later renamed as Sony, is founded, 20 employees, this day in 1946, and to this day a very, very successful company. 2022, Afghan women issued with a decree, by the Taliban of course, to cover their faces in public. Pardon me, it says the hijab reaching head to toe. Well, that's not a hijab, that's either a niqab or a burqa. But anyway, the order was sent out by the Ministry for the Propagation of Virtue and Prevention of Vice. And if people violated the regulation, her guardian would face criminal punishment. Nice bunch of people, the Taliban.
Lovely women.
Lovely women, rotten Taliban. Eddie Rabbitt, American songwriter, had a thing about rain. He wrote Kentucky Rain, which Elvis Presley maintained was his favourite song ever. Kentucky Rain. He also wrote I Love a Rainy Night. I love a rainy night. He dies of lung cancer at 56. 1998 was the year. Edwin Land, American inventor of instant photography and co-founder of the, I was going to say paranoid,
Land camera.
the Polaroid land camera. Indeed. Born in Bridgeport, Connecticut, 1909. US Congress establishes Mother's Day. Is it Mother's Day this coming Sunday?
I think so.
Yeah.
Is it Pete? Yeah.
Okay, so US Congress establishes Mother's Day on this day in 1914. United Kingdom lowers the voting age for women from 30 to 21 on this day in 1928. Douglas Fairbanks Jr., I had lunch with him. He came to Australia. What did he do? Douglas Fairbanks, he was doing something, was it a Sweet Bird of Youth? Or maybe it was Salad Days. I can't remember.
Good memory, Jeremy.
But he was a very good actor. And the women, my God, the women loved him. And he was a hero too. I think the English knighted him. They gave him an honorary knighthood. He was a decorated US naval officer. Briefly married to Joan Crawford. Anyway, he dies of a heart attack after a good life. He was 90 years old. Yeah, I'm sure it was Salad Days. As Festival Theatre or something like that. Nice man. I liked him. Mercedes-Benz buys Chrysler for $40 billion, forms the Daimler Chrysler Corporation, the largest industrial merger in history. Although these days with high tech, I don't know. Anyway, that was back in 1998. Glenn Miller records the Chattanooga Choo Choo for RCA. It becomes the first record to be designated gold. Gold. David Tomlinson, British actor, Mary Poppins, Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, Helter Skelter, born in Henley-on-Thames, Oxfordshire, England. Dies 2000, born 1917. How much time have we got, Pete?
Well, it's a bit more.
US President Gerald Ford declares an end to the Vietnam era. Isn't it funny? You go to war and you lose the flower of your youth and costs you millions and grief, and now they're our best friends. You could be forgiven for sitting there as a soldier saying, well, nice to go to war, but could you guarantee you mean it? You really think these guys are bad? You're not going to love them in 10, 20 years' time, are you? I don't know. Thank God I'm too old to go to war. Maybe not. Maybe not. RMS Lusitania is sunk by a German submarine off the southern coast of Ireland. 1,198 lives lost, including Alfred Gwynne Vanderbilt, of the famous Vanderbilt family, banking family. American businessman, New York Central Railway he owned. He was only 37 years of age. Sunk by a German submarine. First US presidential inaugural ball for George Washington in New York City. Now, he managed to have a ball, didn't have a ballroom, but he managed to put on a ball. 1789 was the year. And William the First, or he was known as William the Bad. William the Bad, Norman King of Sicily.
As opposed to Ivan the Terrible.
Yes, or wasn't it Ivan the Impaler?
Yeah, him as well.
1166 was the year. He dies at 46 years of age. Who the hell would have been around in 1166 to remember how old William the Bad was when he got it?
You'd remember if you got it.
I guess. Gary Cooper, American actor, 1901, Sergeant York. Good movie, Sergeant York. High Noon was a great movie with Grace Kelly, born in Helena, Montana, on this day in 1901. One more, Richard Carlton, Australian television news journalist, dies of a heart attack. He was actually on the job. Well, the journalistic job. He was covering press conferences at the Beaconsfield mine collapse. 2006 in Tasmania, he died at 62. He could be very nice, but I always found him to be a bit of a pain in the neck. No offence, Richard. Thank you very...
Thanks very highly of you.
I doubt it. I think we had very different politics. Thank you so much for being with us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you tomorrow, I hope, around the dining room table, 9 o'clock till 12, jeremycordeaux.com. And again, with the best wishes of Rossdale Homes. Thank you for viewing the Court of Public Opinion, wherever you are, whatever platform you happen to be on. Don't forget to, as you say, Gary, press the subscribe button.
Press the subscribe and Jeremy will bob up Tuesday mornings and Thursday mornings on your screen.
Yes, bless your heart. Thank you. And thank you for viewing the Court of Public Opinion.